Good afternoon. We are going to make a guacamole with cayenne pepper, capers, and roasted red bell pepper, onion, and lime. It's not traditional, but something I want to do more little picante, and so I'm going to start with cutting the onion. I don't need half an onion. And I keep the skin on so it's easier to save that in the refrigerator. With the skin on, and I put it in a plastic bag. Now here I use a bigger knife to cut the onions, but slicing the onions very small, I like to use a knife that's a little bit thinner so there's less suction on the onion. So here I want to take off the outer layer as well, because that's usually very tough. And I don't need that much onion anyway. So here we go. Keep the end on. You want to cut it from this side. You see here all together. This is the outside. So I'm going to cut this off a little bit. And you slice a little bit, very thin. I don't need too much. Later I'm going to use the onion for something else. So I like to chop everything very small, because it's guacamole. You're going to eat that the way it is, so you don't want to have too big a bite. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice the onions first. Gentle, very small. I don't want too many onions. Too much onion, sorry about that. Too many onions is basically, incorrect. Here we go. So that's enough onions for the guacamole. So I don't need these onions. I'm going to put this away for a minute. And then I also want to use capers. I'm going to use a small spoon to take out the capers. I should have taken that before. It's a little European spoon. I like those. So add some capers. I like capers. You can use them on fish. You can use them on veal. All kinds of different dishes. So they have a nice flavor. And if you look up capers, they're just flowers. Then I'm going to use the bell pepper. Now the bell pepper, again, I'm going to chop up everything really nicely. So I'm take a spoon so I don't get too much. Matter of fact, I made meatballs the other day from ground chicken and ground pork. And I used these bell peppers to flavor them as well. They're roasted, they're very delicious. So I like to use that. So we finish with the bell pepper. I like to put things aside when I'm done with them so I don't. Cayenne pepper. So now I'm going to chop all this up without cutting my finger. Since the bell pepper is kind of watery, so the guacamole might get a little bit watery. So now what I want to do, I want to cut up everything. Sometimes you can just take it like this and you mash the capers. But since this is all going to be mixed, then it's going to be mostly a mixture of onions, roasted red pepper, chopped finely. And you can add anything you want. You can put garlic. The original guacamole doesn't call for any of this. But then, I don't like to make original dishes because everybody can make those. I like to put my spin on it. So my spin is here, spinning it with onions, a lot of onions, as you can see, maybe too many, but I'm going to use this almost like a dip and putting it on a cracker. And on a cracker, the flavor is going to be nicely, it's going to be a little wet, as you can tell. And maybe not going to put everything on there. So here we go. This is what I want to use. And I'm going to put this in a jar or in a bowl. Because it's too much to put all in one guacamole dish. So I'm going to just put it like that. I can use this in anything I want. I can make an omelet. I put in butter and put in this. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to take the guacamole and I'm going to spoon it out. So with the guacamole, I'm going to cut it in half, like so. 2 sides. This is a beautiful guacamole. I don't like any of the green. Nice pit, throw it out. I take some of the black out from that's the skin off the pit. So I don't want to use that. It's a little tight. I think sometimes when it gets too old, that's what happens. This is a lot pit. Look at that. That's part of the pit. So this is from my neighbor's avocado tree, so I don't know why this one happened like this. But I just have to take that out. It's the first one that happens like this. Interesting. Didn't see that before. So here I'm going to take out the guacamole, whatever is there of guacamole. It's just kind of interesting. There isn't much avocado in here. It's mostly pit. Well, that will change my approach a little bit. So I'm still going to make the dip, but with less guacamole. So I'm going to scoop that out. And interesting, it's a couple of days old. It feels ripe, but there was mostly pit and fiber of the pit, which I don't understand. So let's see if you can salvage anything from here. Well, this is a good lesson actually, because it's very hard on the inside, and this is like a rock. Have not seen a avocado like this. They gave me a couple and all of them were good. This is the first one that's not good, so I'm gonna have to adjust. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to adjust my goal or what I do here. So I'm gonna just have a little bit of guacamole. Interesting. Like I said, never had this before. So here, I'm just mashing it up. It's going to be very little, actually. So now I'm going to use a little bit of this, because since it's only maybe a little bit more like that. Mix it up nicely. Put some salt in there, not too much. And you can put some crackers, you kind of put it on a bed of lettuce or eat it like that. So now I'm just going to tuck. I don't like a regular knife to cut any citrus fruit, so I always use a serrated knife. Since it's a little bit, I'm just going to cut a little bit of this, squeeze a little bit of lime in there, mix it up, and we're all done, except a touch of pepper. Well, I'm gonna do very little. I'm gonna just like that. Mix it. And it's ready. Let's taste it. Very good. So you taste the roasted pepper, the onions, the lime, and the capers. And it's good, actually. Thank you so much for paying attention. Again, this is not your standard guacamole. It is my recipe. Unfortunately, the guacamole base, which is the avocado, didn't do well. I have to ask my neighbors to get me some more. Cheers.